Hello everyone and welcome to our long range forecast on the 1st of October 2023. So today we're looking at the ECM model, looking at its long range forecasts, looking at the pressure anomalies, the temperature and rainfall anomalies for the next 6 weeks. This takes us into November, gets us to the 13th of November, and we're going to do that right now. But just to say that, of course, this is 6 weeks out, and any forecast beyond about week 1 is very much uncertain. So don't take it too literally beyond week 2. And from, I say, week 3 onwards, it's mainly for fun and trying to see if some trends emerge. Anyway, this is the pressure anomaly for week 1. This is Monday, coming up tomorrow till the 9th of October. And over the week, we will have an average of high pressure over France and Germany, also down towards Italy, and low pressure to the west of the Azores and towards Scandinavia. Around the ridge, we should be drawing up a warm wind from the south or southwest, and this is mainly down to events from Thursday or Friday onwards. Next weekend looks exceptionally warm for October, and we'll talk about that in today's updates for our usual video. This is the temperature anomaly for week 1. So, of course, it is above average by about 1 to 3 degrees in these pink colours. And, of course, this is factoring in that warm spell coming up at the weekend. And actually, I'll say on Tuesday and Wednesday, it's actually quite cool with these westerly winds coming in from the Atlantic Ocean, from Canada. And finally, the rainfall anomaly is like this. So it'll be dry to the south and wet to the north, and these wet conditions are spreading into the northwest of Ireland, and elsewhere it is around average. So it really shows you that the winds should be coming in from the southwest. Anyway, this is week 2's pressure anomaly. So change. So the high pressure centres and blocks around Greenland and Iceland, and there's low pressure over the Azores and a low over Scandinavia and Western Russia. Could the winds be starting to ease in from the east and northeast? Could it? This is the temperature anomaly for week 2. Now, that is lowering. So we can see between 1 and 2 degrees, I'd say, in these colours here. And cold anomalies are lurking towards Scandinavia. Quite far north, but they're there. And finally, the precipitation anomalies are like this. So it's drier to our west and northwest, wetter to the south, and to the northeast. That may imply that blocking is starting to form here, and the wind could be starting to tilt in to the north, to possibly cooling down. Week 3. Now that looks interesting, alright. So a high pressure situated centres over the south of Greenland, and low pressure centres over Finland. Between these two, we are likely to push in a northerly flow. There is no signal for the Azores, Iberia, and Europe, but just plainly looking at this, could be seeing a northerly wind. This is the temperature anomaly, so it's cooling down, but it's still above average by about 1 degree. But again, the cold anomalies are lurking to the north, and if the wind is coming from the north, then you'd expect these anomalies to come southwards. Also, do note that these models do tend to overcook these temperature anomalies. So in reality, we should probably take off about 1 degree off these anomalies, simply because these just bias towards warm anomalies. And this is the rainfall anomaly, and it's drier to the west or in Iceland here. West to the east and south. This may indicate that there's some sort of low pressure coming in towards Africa and Iberia from the Azores. And in this pattern, a block around Greenland would push the wind in from the north and northeast. Could this be saying something? I don't know. It is 3 weeks away, so it's all up for grabs. Week 4, high pressure situated just to our west. That feeds the wind in from the north and northwest, so quite cool with that. Temperature anomalies are lowering again. You can see a patch of white over Leinster. That's about average. I say about average in that week because these models do tend to favour warm anomalies, but it shows temperatures between 0 and 1 degree above average. And the precipitation anomalies, we're seeing mainly dry weather actually, so the high pressure becomes more centrally located, and this could allow for frosty nights and crisp days. Now, this is the 30th of October to the 6th of November, and we'll have high pressure centres towards Iceland, Greenland, and extending, I'd say, back towards Russia. Probably some sort of trough here and down here as well. I think that's quite cool and dry. We go into the temperature anomalies, again, ever so slightly above average, but probably around average. And, average is actually quite chilly for this time of year. And the precipitation anomalies are dry on average, so it shows the high pressure is probably centrally located in some way, bringing frosty nights. And week 6 is the 6th to the 13th of November. Interesting. Looking at a high pressure blocking away towards northern Scandinavia, Greenland, Iceland, and down into the Atlantic. Possibly some trough forming here. Could we see an easterly wind? Now, of course, in November, it is too early to see proper cold with the easterly winds, but they will have a chill. Temperature anomalies are still ever so slightly above average, but I'd say that is really just average, really. And rainfall anomalies, just a bit drier to the north, but I'd say that is a dry week again. So this is a very interesting update. So from, I'd say, week 2 and week 3, even as early as week 2, here, we start to see the retrogression of the high pressure to Greenland and Iceland. And that means that the high pressure is moving from east to west instead of west to east. And this is how we start to get our cold spells. So as early as week 2, once we pass this week 1, could we see northerly winds descend and or easterly winds? It's up for grabs, but there is quite a trend from this week. And I'll say no more than that. Of course, as I said, long range, uncertainty, all things apply. Anyway, that is our long range forecast done. I'll see you for our usual updates, and bye for now.